They started in the little stadium that held 25,000 people. The fans kept coming, not just from Green Bay, but from all over the state. Then they got to be a state team, and they got to be a national team in a hurry, and got to be known as national champions.
In 1929, they won 12 games and tied 1, the first of 3 consecutive championship seasons for the Packers.
We didn't have the Cowboy cheerleaders. We had Myron Cope.
The terrible towel imputes great strength to the Steelers.
Myron Cope was part of our life. He was amazing, and that was our cheerleader.
Yoink and double yoink!
Whipping the terrible towel, that was pure magic.
The terrible towel. Terrible towel. What more do we need?
The Steelers have won the AFC Championship again.
From the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, Super Bowl XIV.
And he's running wide right, and he goes in for a Pittsburgh touchdown. There goes Stallworth. He pulls it in at the 30, the 20. The Pittsburgh Steelers are the champions of the National Football League for the 4th time.
This is probably the best one we've ever had, and I accept this trophy on behalf of the best football team in the nation, and the best coaching staff, and the best organization. Thank you.
You know, that team was a very special team, just so laden with talent. You had Hall of Famers on it. Chris Carter.
What a catch by Carter!
Randy Moss.
We've got a star on our hands in the NFL, Randy Moss.
We had an answer offensively for whatever you wanted to do defensively.
And it's almost like the Cowboys defense can't defend them.
Just a magnificent performance by this Minnesota offensive machine.
I'd never seen anything like that.
Touchdown!
It was like cartoonish. I think we were averaging like 40 points a game.
And that puts the Vikings in as the top scoring team in all of professional football single season.
And we went on this 15-1 run.
3 teams have been 15-1 in the history of the National Football League.
I mean, but the only game you remember is that Falcons game.
He's done it all year long, hasn't missed an extra point or a field goal.
Field goal wins it.
39-yard attempt. The spot, the kick by Anderson on the way. It's no good.
Wow.
Gary Anderson has missed a field goal for the first time in 2 years. Unbelievable.
You talking about 100 years of football? I don't think that team will go down as one of the greatest teams ever. It go down as one of the biggest disappointments.
It's like getting punched in the gut.
Even hearing 98, the number 98 is horrifying, just hearing it. I could be at a deli and they're like, all right, your order number 98. I'd be like,
Like, this game's about winning, man. This game is about getting close.
When the Colts started to make this run, there was some Indiana pride that I felt, the state that it didn't have an identity. It had the 500, and, you know, I'm from outside of Gary, so it was famous for the bathroom smell.
He throws upfield, caught by Reggie at the 30. They give it to a die, cuts it upfield, first down.
The 2006 Colts, it was a special year for us. We had a lot of offense at that point.
You're seeing the Colts at their best offensively.
He got it! What a catch!
Wow.
What a brilliant catch!
Our night, our team, baby. This is what we do.
The white towels are out. The crowd is ready. The Colts are ready. The Patriots are ready.
You know, in my mind, it was a battle of good versus evil.
Dan Klecko is the fullback and Joseph Adai is the tailback. Looks for Dan Klecko. He's got it. Touchdown! Dan Klecko!
We knew if we can get past them, we are definitely winning the Super Bowl.
Throws one over the intercepted. Marlon Jackson! Exercising demons everywhere. The Colts are headed to the Super Bowl.
It was a wonderful year and culminated in that Super Bowl in the rain.
The Colts are world champions!
It was one of my best memories in football.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
I was wearing my dad's jacket, the Army jacket they gave him. I mean, it was just too much. We beat the Pats. You know, it's just, what a season. It was a dream season.
I don't believe much in destiny, and then I saw the 2017 Eagles.
This guy's a superhero if he makes these.
And the kick is, it's good! The longest kick in Eagles history.
I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs. When Doug Peterson was hired, he was rated as the worst coaching hire.
We're going for it right here. We're going for it right here.
Carson Wentz didn't go to a Division I school.
They've got him. They've got him. He escapes. How'd he do it? How'd he do it?
Nick Foles still got it.
Back to Foles. He's going deep down the far side of the field. Caught! Touchdown!
Jason Peters was told he was too old. Jason Kelsey's too small. Lane Johnson can't lay off the juice. Brandon Brooks has anxiety. It's the whole team. It's the whole team.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
That city has been through so much. To be a part of that year, you can't write it better than that, and we came up on top.
The 1990 Buffalo Bills deserve to be on that list.
Of 100? Of course, I think we deserve to be on top 20.
No huddle offense. They've seen it before, but they've never seen it the way the Bills run it.
The offense that they had was almost unstoppable.
Jim Kelly, of course, no huddle offense, called his own plays.
He throws long this time, and it is caught. He's on his way for a touchdown.
Thurman Thomas, Hall of Fame.
Thurman Thomas, he breaks through.
Andre Reed, those hands, number 83.
Throws, he's got a man. Andre Reed.
Hall of Famer Bruce Smith, the all-time sack leader.
So many good players on that team. I remember that game they played against the Raiders. Bills ended up killing them 51-3.
The Bills are in the Super Bowl for the first time in their history.
Come on, man. This is the year, man. They're playing the Giants. They're both New York teams. A lot was at stake. It's a great game.
High drama here in the Super Bowl. Scott Norwood. He can fire the shot heard round the world now. 47 yards. Puts it down on the way. It's long enough.
When Norwood stepped up to kick at the end, nothing stopped it. It's going straight through.
And it is no good. He missed it to the right.
Went wide right. My heart broke with that Buffalo Bills team.
Would have loved to have won it, but it was something about that team that was spectacular.
The 71 Cowboys, we had lost to the Baltimore Colts in 1970. And we were known as a team that couldn't win the big game.
They say the Cowboys cannot win the big one. Dallas should have been well ahead.
We had lost 4 years in a row in the playoffs, and we were named next year's champions. It was difficult to live in Dallas where those people were proud football fans, and you know, it was hard for my kids to go to school. So we suffered a lot, and so we worked really hard, and Landry never gave up on us. We were at the height of doomsday defense. We just had great athletes, we had great camaraderie, we had guys that had played together for 5, 6, 7 years.
Well, we all was so elated, man. I can't express the happiness and the joy because we accomplished our goal. And our goal was not to get to the Super Bowl, but to win it.
2 years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
When I look back, you know, and we're all going to say this, right? But I think I played on one of the greatest teams ever in the history of the game.
That 83 team, best team ever. That team had as much star power as it had a working of teammates together to become one.
It was a wild group. I mean, you go from Villanova and, you know, there's a priest on every floor and, you know, obviously you can't find a priest around the Raiders locker room. We were a dysfunctional group that thought dysfunction was function.
Yeah, you couldn't control those guys, but on Sunday, they came to play.
That thing had its PhD in football.
With Al and the Raiders, it was threaten the ball down the field, hit the quarterback. His famous quote, the quarterback must go down, he must go down hard.
Super Bowl for the Los Angeles Raiders.
What it was the Hogs at their finest and our defense at the top of its game, and we shut them out.
Looks off to the left, he fires it out there, intercepted! Jack Sparrow! Touchdown Raiders! I don't believe it! Setting him wide left, he has to reverse his field, but he gets away for a moment, comes back up the middle of 30. Holy Toledo! Touchdown Raiders!
And they came to play hard, and they came to play fast, and they came to win.
I think you're ranked with the great teams of all time that have ever played any professional sport.
And it hurts me to say what I'm about to say, but the New England Patriots back in that 03 season, going back and looking at the body of work, pretty staunchy.
Looking over the middle. Now he shoots it long and deep for Troy Brown. He's got it! Touchdown! And the Patriots win it overtime!
Guys buying into a system.
That was some real good situational football there at the end.
What you have in 03 is really a core that is unmatched in the later Patriots dynasties. Guys like not only Brady and Belichick, but then you have Mike Vrabel. You have Teddy Bruschi. You have guys like Troy Brown. There was a real core, I think, and a real cohesion that made it different from the teams that came afterwards.
The Patriots preserve the shutout. The season ends with a spectacular finish.
I think that if you were just to look at roster talent, that is the best Patriots team of that dynasty.
And here's a prime example of why. And they won a championship because they didn't give up.
Brady. Play action fake, fires end zone, touchdown!
Takes the snap. In the pocket he goes. Downfield, he throws it up for Steve Smith, and he's got it! Touchdown, Carolina!
Brady fires, touchdown! Touchdown! Patriots take the lead! Snap, ball down, kick up, kick is on the way, kick is good! Kick is good!
I was thrilled for our entire team because we had played the best when it mattered.
When we look back on that team, in the Bay Area, all we talk about is startups. But here, we were probably the original startup.
At left corner from USC, rookie Ronnie Lott. At right corner, rookie Eric Wright. At strong safety, rookie Carlton Williamson.
That group of rookies just balling and playing and having fun.
Big play out, let's go!
There goes Montana back to pass under a rush. He escapes it. He throws it to the end zone. A 49er touchdown.
When you look at Bill Walsh all the way back into Cincinnati and his influence back there, and then he brought it and it went full scale with his own philosophy when he got to the 49ers.
We've had a lot of years of experience in developing a pass offense and are at the top of our game right now.
Looking toward the end zone. Throwing under pressure. Throws his pass. Caught by Clark. Clark got a touchdown. Dwight Clark has it. It's a touchdown for the 49ers. Super Bowl!
It's our day. It's our time.
Anderson will look and throw. Alexander does not get in. Dan Buns.
We've done it. We're world champions. I don't know if there'll ever be another team like that team. Because Joe Montana wasn't Joe Montana. I wasn't Ronnie Lott. We didn't have any prime-time players. Man, but what we had is we had heart.
You're the world champ. You are. You are. You're the world champ. Woo!
Did you ever doubt it?
No!